What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. It has been a while. I think the last time I posted was maybe a month or two ago. I don't know, man. This summer has been very interesting. I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things, and a lot of things has happened. So but that's not what we're going to talk about today. We'll talk about it another time. This bike is getting dirty. Anyways, kind of wanted to talk about motorcycle gear, kind of my take on it, because I noticed, like, every time you go onto like a Facebook page or a Facebook group or Tonnit or whatever, one thing people always talk about is gear. They ask advice on gear. They ask advice whether you should even wear gear, and then people rag on each other about gear. You're not wearing gear, and then it becomes into a whole fight, a whole mess. People talking about there's some people that are like super geardos, and then some people that don't wear gear at all. And I'm an advocate of gear, and I say this, with gloves, no jacket, wearing joggers and a t-shirt and some Nike Metcons to you today. But I am an advocate of gear, and the only reason why I am dressed like this right now is because I'm going to the gym, and that is the only exception that I will take. I'm not far from the gym, maybe about 10 miles, which doesn't make it an excuse anyway, because most people crash within 5 to 10 miles from their house, according to statistics. But I take that chance, and when it comes to gear, I would say that you take that chance, man. If you don't want to wear gear, that's chances, the risk is going to be on you. So I accept this risk. I accept that when I go to the gym, I don't want to bring a big old duffel bag. I don't want to load my backpack with all my clothes and then have to change out and all of that. So I take that risk. I accept that risk, and if something happens, that's just what happens. But I will say that 99% of the time I am fully geared. I have everything from my boots, especially when I'm going on an actual ride. I got riding jeans or a riding pants. I wear gloves that extend, not quite track gloves, but they do extend further than these that I have right now. I also wear a $700 ride helmet, which I'm wearing right now. That's what it comes down to when I go riding. I got a good riding jacket with a spinal protector, or a back guard that I spent extra money on to be better than what you would usually find on most jackets. So one of the main things that I've seen online, and when people argue about gear and such, is that not everybody can afford the $700 helmet. Not everybody can afford the $300 jacket, the $400 boots, and I get that. You only can purchase what you can purchase. God, I love that popping. But my advice when it comes to that is to just purchase the best that you can purchase. If you can get a $300, $200, or more, I mean, it doesn't even matter the price, right? But if you can get a quality brand, quality jacket, a quality brand, quality jacket, or a quality brand, quality helmet, gloves, boots, then do it. If you can afford it in the long run, then save your money. The reason why I say it is because in the long run, you're just going to end up buying it. There's a lot of expenditures when it comes to motorcycles, and gear is one thing. You're always going to constantly buy new gear. You're always going to see something better you like, and from experience, you try to go cheaper during your first purchases, and it never stops. You're always looking. I will tell you, when I first got into motorcycling, I bought a cheap helmet, probably $130, maybe even less. I'm not even quite sure. And then I graduated to a $200 helmet, and then I graduated to a $300 helmet, $400 helmet, and after a while I just saved up my money and got on a ride. So you're gonna continuously graduate to better and more expensive gear. That's just how it is. I know when my friends ask me advice, you know, either they just got a new motorcycle or they're looking for gear, I know when they ask me, they already know what I'm gonna say, or most of them know what I'm gonna say. I am gonna advise them to buy the best of the best, because that's where I'm at right now. You know, I mean, I'm not buying no $3,000 helmets yet. You know, I'm not at that level. But when you're talking about riding on the street, when you're talking about riding on the track, in the mountains, I give them the advice that I know. I give them the advice that I would take myself. And at this point in my riding, you know, there's certain brands that I like. There's certain things that I think is better quality than other gear, and I am gonna give them that advice. Now, when I give that advice and they're like, oh crap, that's $700, oh crap, that's whatever, you know, I would try to give them at least the standards of what I would look for in a helmet. And you know, those standards are obviously, I want the brand to be well recognized for safety. I want the brand to be, you know, have the most approval ratings, whether it be SNEL, ECE, DOT, you know, have a good Sharps rating, and so on. Now, are there helmets that have the same safety ratings that my Arai, my $700 Arai has? Of course, there's SNEL helmets that are under $200, but you know, the company of Arai, like, you know, there's a difference, right? Like, if you're buying handguns, if you're buying a pistol, most of them work. They'll work, you know, but obviously the brand names that are tried and true are always going to succeed more, because they are used by either the police force, the military, they're used in competitions, shootings, you know, and they've been pushed, they've been experimented on, and they've been tested to the limits. That's how I feel about the gear, or most of the gear that I use, is that there are brand names that don't take a shortcut because they actually have something to lose. When people ask me what kind of gear they should get, I'm always gonna give them advice on my level, because in the long run, I believe that everybody will sooner or later, depending on and again, it depends on what they're riding, especially if they're riding with me, if they're riding with people like me, going to the track, you know, going to the mountains, they're gonna want the best. So I guess that's my 2 cents, is that you're gonna end up spending the money in the long run anyway. So I think you might as well just save up and get what you want. Obviously, if you need something right now and that's all you can afford, having a little bit of gear, or having some type of gear, is better than nothing. So here's another take on it, right? I mean, if you buy a helmet and you're just okay with how comfortable it is, it's not the most comfortable helmet to you, you're going to want a more comfortable helmet, and you're going to end up buying a more comfortable helmet in the long run. If you feel that a helmet isn't as safe as you want it to be, you're going to end up buying a safer helmet in the long run. If you feel like the helmet that you bought has a lot of wind noise, in the long run, you're going to buy a helmet with less wind noise. So if you can afford it now, why not just get it now? Some of my friends would call me bougie, like I'm so bougie when it comes to gear, I guess. I buy gear like I'm rich when I'm not. But you know what? I save money. I try to get the best. And that's what I do. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to buy $800, $700 ride helmets. You can buy whatever helmet fits your budget and fits your comfortability when it comes to risk. Some people want to risk their head using a Ruroc helmet that, you know, has its own issues. Some people want to risk their head on an Amazon helmet or a, you know, a cheaper helmet, which is their own issue. That's up for them to the risk, man. It's not my head, it's not my skin. I just give the best advice that I can give, and you know, the rest is up to y'all. Opinions, advices, they don't have to be taken to heart. It's just my opinion and my advice. It does not have anything to do with what's real, and again, I'm not a motorcycle expert, so you do not have to take my advice. Anyways guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. If you like the vlog, go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one, yo. Peace.